While flipping a home can be lucrative, finding a home to flip is sometimes a challenge. But that doesn't mean you should just jump at the first opportunity you come across. A rehabber also needs to know how to choose the right property and where to find those properties. In this video, you'll learn 7 different ways to find houses for flipping. Hey guys, I'm Brandy Leiden, host and founder of Mom You're Not Alone. I'm also a local realtor and investor here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So let's dive in. Number 1 is going to be hire a real estate agent. First, it's important to find a real estate agent who understands your business. This person should ideally be familiar with real estate investing strategies and flipping houses in particular. A real estate agent will have access to the MLS, which gives you a list of low-cost properties, such as foreclosures and short sales. An agent will also know the best places to look for houses to flip, which will allow them to quickly filter options that apply to you and provide additional real estate investment advice for your property purchase and house flip. I personally flip homes and buy homes for rentals, so when I'm helping my own clients, it's easy for me to know what they're talking about, help them through budgeting, know price per square foot, know what this flooring is going to cost, etc. So find somebody that's in your corner and does this themselves so that they can help you through your process. All right, so number 2, browse local auctions. If you have the ability to pay cash for your property purchase, you could do very well buying property at a sheriff's sale, estate sale, or a private auction. When a lender forecloses on a home, the home is usually auctioned off, and most foreclosure auction lists are published by the county several weeks before the sales. Estate and private auctions are also generally advertised several weeks in advance. So by reviewing these lists, you have the opportunity to scope out a property prior to the sale date. Be advised, however, that while you can see the property from the street, you may not be able to inspect it or trespass it to get a better look. Buying at an active auction has its own risk of getting carried away with the bidding. So when a bidding war occurs, many bidders forget their pre-auction property analysis and bid far more than they expected to pay. So I would not recommend doing that. Stick to your guns on whatever your top dollar is. While there is a great deal of potential for a profit, buying an auction property carries other risks. So most auctioneers, including sheriffs, will require you to put 10% of the purchase price down at the time of winning a bid. You also will be required to settle up within 30 days of the auction. If you do not settle, you can lose your deposit. What a lot of times they won't tell you, there's also typically a 10% buyer's premium. So financing auction purchases can be very difficult. Most lenders will require an appraisal or at least a walkthrough of the property before closing, which is frequently impossible with auctions. So you need to be in the position to pay cash and, if desired, finance the property at a later date. Don't forget about that 10% buyer's premium, because that adds an entire 10% to the purchase price that a lot of people are not aware of. All right, number 3, look for REO Homes. So if a home doesn't sell to a third party at an auction, it becomes a real estate owned home. This simply means that property ownership reverts to the lender. So keep in mind that the home will likely need thorough cleaning and repairs may be extensive. Number 4, ask about a short sale. So if a homeowner needs or wants to sell a home that isn't worth what they owe on it, the lender may consider a short sale. This means the home is sold to a third party for less than the mortgage balance, which is a great deal for you, right? These properties can be a solid deal for real estate investors, though the home may need substantial repairs. So for instance, if a homeowner doesn't have the ability to pay for a home, they also lack the funds typically that's necessary for maintenance. So you can find those short sales on the MLS, or your realtor can search through their database for these as well. Number 5, driving for dollars. So consider driving through ideal neighborhoods and looking for homes that seem abandoned or in need of repair. Another good way to drive for dollars is if you're driving through the neighborhood and you see homes that have, weeds up to your waist, the landscaping's out of control. This is typically, an abandoned home, somebody that doesn't live there, or they're about to lose it potentially. So use public records to find the homeowner and send a letter explaining your interest in the home. Some homeowners are eager to sell, but they don't realize that their home holds value for investors. So this is a good way to have a conversation, tell them, hey, this is an as-is price, I'll fast close, potentially no inspection if you can, see what issues are going to be arising, and give them a great price for them and a good deal for you. Number 6, talk to wholesalers. So wholesalers are in the business of finding rehab properties, putting them under contract, and then finding a buyer who will execute the house flip. So the buyer will essentially take the place of a wholesaler in the contract, paying a fee to the wholesaler for being the middleman. So these guys spend 8 hours a day on the phones trying to find these deals, okay? And while that they have a fee for their work, right? This could be a great way if you connect with several wholesalers or have your agent reach out to their wholesalers that they deal with, then you have a lot of access to some really great deals. Although this is not the most cost-effective method of making a property purchase for a house flip, it can be very time efficient and may save money in the long run. Many wholesalers do this as their full-time job, and they're well connected in certain neighborhoods and to certain agents and sellers. So if you're interested in working with a wholesaler, you can generally find them in real estate investment groups, through internet searches, or like I said, ask your local realtor. This brings us to number 7 and the final one. Join a real estate investment group. Real estate investment groups have become relatively common in the last several years. There's probably some in your area, and they might be worth checking out. They can provide education and networking opportunities that may be useful while searching for a house to flip. Additionally, real estate listings often appear on the websites and monthly newsletters of these groups. I'll give you an example of one of ours locally. This is actually a national group, but we have a local chapter here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's called GRID, G-R-I-D. They meet monthly, they provide a lot of value of all different areas of investing, flipping, rehabbing, creative financing. So check out a local grid near you. If you want to avoid the 3 biggest house flipping mistakes that I've personally made and learn a little bit more about my experience with house flipping, check out this video right here. And if you haven't liked or subscribed to my YouTube channel at Brandy Lydon, subscribe today because Mom, you're not alone.